I could like cry, honestly, talking about it. Like Daniel Jones.
This was the coming out party.
Everyone who gave me shit at the start of the year for saying that he was better than Tua, I want you to watch this game. I know that's a bad defense, but it doesn't matter. Like
it was a playoff game.
Did you see what he looks like on the side? He is huge. He's 6'5". He's 240. He can sling it. Every ball is a spiral. 301 yards passing. 78 yards rushing, and that was on 17 attempts, but that wasn't actually 17 attempts because he knelt it down 3 times at the end of the game. Like, Daniel Jones with Isaiah Hodgins, who was on the Buffalo Bills to start the year, 6th-round pick, with Darius
Slayton, not on a team in November,
who is their best receiver all around, but he has a drop problem, as was evidenced by the drop that almost cost the Giants the game, and good coaching by Big Balls Dayball going to him and knowing that he needed some talking up there. Like with Richie James, who's been a journeyman, a slot receiver across the league, Daniel Jones played out of his damn mind. Played amazingly, and I think part of why people don't want to accept it, one, the results haven't been good because the Giants' offensive line, the play callers have been immensely conservative until we have Dayball who plays to his strengths, and also because he's like not on social media, the most boring looking white guy. He looks like he should be carrying a briefcase and walking into Goldman Sachs and
he's like no
making some trades, but. When you look at him actually within the context of other players, he's huge. He's a 4'6", 4'5" runner, top 5 runner in the NFL. I would take his running over Kyler Murray any day because he can lower his shoulder. He can make these defenders really pay when he actually drives into them.
Yeah, the Vikings were having a very, very hard time tackling him.
And you're seeing how his smarts are actually playing into the game this time, or his play actually this time around, because he was throwing the ball away, making smart decisions. I don't know if he made one bad decision the entire game. Yeah, because even the Slayton throw was he was wide open. He just dropped it. That was not on Daniel Jones. And also what I was beyond just seeing the physicality he was playing with when he either broke contain on either design runs or on just scramble plays when nobody was open, which he was getting chunks of yardage basically regardless of the play design there. His reaction time and his speed in getting the ball out was really impressive. He went through all of his reads very, very quickly and got it to the open man. They didn't need explosive plays necessarily because they were consistently moving the ball on every down. There wasn't many they didn't need a whole lot of 50 yard passes down the sideline or anything to get results or to get into the red zone. They were constantly consistently moving the ball. Yes.
And that was just by virtue of him just knowing exactly where he needed to go with the play that as it was evolving, and also getting through his reads quickly and getting the ball out quickly and accurately.
He also made a lot of plays off schedule. There was one where he rolled out to near the line of scrimmage, was pump faking, which is an evolution of his game where he's not just standing in the pocket, going through his reads, pump faking, and then got I forget actually who the pass was to. But then there was this other amazing play where he rolled out to the left, huge dart to Isaiah Hodgins, who had a toe tap catch at the left sideline. And it's just that kind of stuff where, Dayball has coached this kid into playing with confidence. I mean, he's like 3 years younger than me.
But I think that's really important, because I think a lot of people the lasting image of Daniel Jones is probably how he was playing under Joe Judge. And this is a different guy. This is not the guy who was quarterback sneaking for 2 yards at the 4-yard line, twice in a row. This is a guy who's been invigorated, who's been revitalized a little bit, who definitely I can see way more mileage for his career, regardless of what happens based on this performance. And I'll be honest, I think I wasn't alone. I'm sure you've probably even in your Giants fandom before this season, I don't think we had any idea of either A, what his future would necessarily hold, and B, that he could have.
Oh, I thought they were drafting a quarterback for sure.
Right, that he. Could
I thought they should too.
Right, that he could have and B, that he could have a performance like this in the postseason.
I mean, now the question is, how
game.
long do they extend him?
Right.
Not if they extend him.
Exactly
how
right.
long do they extend
Exactly.
him? And I mean, to be honest, like,
because now there's results. Now there's like a resume credit. Like he won a playoff game for them, and there were times. And
I think he's going to go into Philly and give them hell. I swear to you, that is going to happen. And I'm picking the Giants to cover. I don't care what anyone says right now. If it's a 7.5 point line and opened with, the Giants are covering the spread. They are playing like a team that believes in themselves right now. And I've seen this script before with the Giants. It's what made me fall in love with sports, was watching the Giants come and believe in that 2007-2008 season. And then they did it again 4 years later. This is in the DNA of the organization. And I mean, I'm not saying they're winning the Super Bowl, but I know that they have an understanding organizationally of how to do this. And I'm sorry, I'm very excited. So this is why I'm cutting you off a little bit. But what's amazing too is that Daniel Jones is, when the way he played to start the year, it was like game manager stuff, right? Taking care of the ball, not necessarily throwing interceptions, stuff like that. And you're like, okay, I mean, they can win with like an Alex Smith type guy with this offense and with his coaching staff. But he started to get better and better and better and make more plays as the year went on. And it kept progressing to the point where it's like the team is on his back now. And that's where we're at with this guy. I mean, Saquon rushed 9 times. 9 times. He was efficient with his runs, but it was on Daniel Jones's right arm and with his legs. That was how this game was won.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is like, even watching it, there were a few times, especially getting closer to the red zone in the second half or even in the fourth quarter, where, you'd see them either in the gun or in pistol or something like that, where I was like, oh crap, they're not running the ball here. Like they're not thinking, oh, okay, like, let's see if we can just get some easy yardage with Saquon or anything. Like, the amount of times that Jones dropped back, the amount of plays that he made, that was just showing how much Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka trusted that guy.
Yeah.
They were not like, oh, we need to bail him out with some Saquon runs. They were like, no, like, he has this. Mm-hmm. And he did. And with a team that, honestly, I mean, if you compare the Giants and Vikings rosters holistically, maybe the talent isn't too dissimilar, especially with the Giants defense being as healthy as it's probably been in the last 8 weeks or so.
Yeah.
But I will say, there's no question who the best player on the field was.
Yeah.
And the sheer fact that, one, he was a non-factor, which was by design, of course. Like, I think the Vikings anticipated that a little bit, but I think the big takeaway from this game, beyond from when it comes down to just like a micro standpoint, is the fact that Kirk Cousins did not get the ball to that guy, or even attempt to get it to that guy, the best player on the field, in the last moment to literally salvage their season.
Yeah.